This is News Radio 560 KPQ. I'm Michael Knight. My special guest is Hailey Van Lith. She's the most famous bulldog there is at Cashmere these days. Welcome back. How are you?
Good. How are you?
For people who have no idea who you are, tell them why we're talking about you today. Your basketball career is just beginning, and turns out it's going to be a fascinating subject of discussion.
Yeah, I actually just came back from U17 USA trials in Colorado, and I was fortunate enough to make the 12 roster team, so I'm going to be going to Belarus in July to play with them.
And who are you going to be playing against?
Teams from all around the world. We're playing in the World Cup, so teams from Spain and Italy and Germany, just wherever you could think.
It's that's great, and I think congratulations are in order. What do you think about this? I mean, now you can see your future taking shape, but I don't know if you know what it's going to all be about in the future. Do you?
I actually don't yet. I'm just kind of taking it day by day right now with the big couple things I have coming up because I'm also a part of the 3-on-3 USA team. I just am trying to get better while I can before I go and represent my country.
When did you start playing basketball? Do you recall?
I believe I started playing rec in second grade.
Second grade?
Yes. Yeah.
So you were 6 or 7 years old?
Yeah, I started pretty young.
And did you want to play, or did someone suggest it for you? How did that happen?
I grew up around basketball. I have an older brother who played, and I wanted to play just because my brother did it, and I wanted to be better than him, so I thought I'd give it a try.
Are you better than he is?
I think I could beat him one-on-one now. He's in college, but I think I could still beat him.
Now, you're going into your junior year?
Yes.
So you have a lot of planning to do, but colleges are already after you.
Yeah, I am talking to about 8 or 9 colleges still, and I'm not taking that too seriously yet because I'm still going to be a junior, so I think I have a little bit time to enjoy being a high schooler before I start getting too serious, but I do enjoy talking to them.
You want to talk about what schools are after you, or do you want to keep it a secret?
It's okay, yeah. I basically am looking at a few schools on the West Coast, like UCLA, Oregon State, Oregon, and I'm also looking at UConn, Notre Dame, Louisville, Baylor, just a lot of East Coast schools as well.
And when you got to that last list, those are schools where women's basketball is a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they take it pretty serious over on the East Coast, so it'll be different if I choose to go over there.
Have you traveled to them to visit campuses yet?
Yeah, I actually have. I went to New York in September to play a tournament, so I visited UConn while I was over there.
No, they don't lose many games. What did you think of that school?
It was very humbling to go there and be around in that atmosphere of greatness, actually, and I really enjoyed it.
Did they need a point guard?
Well, for my class, they haven't actually had any commits yet, so it's pretty open, but they will in the future, yes.
So you're not only a great shooter, but you're the captain. That's what happens when you're the point guard. You run the play, you bring the ball down, you focus the offense.
Yes.
But what about defense? You like to take the ball away? You like to stop people from doing what they have in plans?
Yeah, I actually think defense is what helped me make the USA team because everyone's a great player and everyone can score down there. And it's just really how you can separate yourself with the other things. And I think my passion for defense was one of the reasons that I separated myself.
Now, a lot of people think, well, offense is the way you win the game, but that's not always the case, is it?
It is not.
Well, let's talk about your career at Cashmere. When you were a freshman, what took place that led you to believe that this was going to be more than just going out for a sport?
Yeah, when I was a freshman, we had a lot of seniors like Abby Johnson, Sydney Mungin, Molly Tees, and I was coming in and I knew that if I played how I play my game, then I could get on the varsity team. And I was able to be a starter when I was a freshman, and it really helped me find myself with just all the seniors, and they took me under their wing, and I loved playing with them, and they just kind of showed me what Cashmere basketball is about, and I've been just trying to carry on the tradition from there.
And you, as a freshman, you were the point?
I was the point guard, yes.
That's a lot of responsibility, but they felt that you were equal to it, so that's a great vote of confidence.
Yeah, it was actually a process for me to learn my voice and how to lead that team, especially being a freshman. But they really were understanding, and they helped me out, and I was really blessed to have them my freshman year.
Somebody listening who didn't play much basketball would say, "What's she talking about? Her voice? What does that have to do with it?" Well, you have to talk to your team, right?
Yeah,
and you have
when
to sound like you mean it.
You're talking the whole game. You're always calling out defenses, helping your girls match up if you're a man. You're always setting up the plays because the gyms are loud and you can't always hear your coach. So when you can't hear your coach, the point guard is the person that is basically the coach on the floor. So they have a lot of responsibility.
What are the responsibilities to stay in shape, to stay tuned? What's your workout regimen like?
Right now, I do have a strength and conditioning coach. And I work out with him a lot, and I'm very fortunate to be able to work out with him because he's one of the best. And my dad is my trainer for basketball, so we train every night. And I do take my conditioning very seriously. I usually do conditioning workouts after every practice along with my strength and conditioning. So conditioning is a big step for me right now, just being able to play at the high pace and the level that they play at nationally. So what
are your workouts like with your dad? That must be an interesting evening of work.
It is interesting. Sometimes he works really hard during the day, so sometimes he's a little grumpy and short with me when we get down to the gym late at night.
Imagine that, Dad being grumpy with a teenage daughter.
Yeah, but I wouldn't trade it for anything else. We have a great relationship, and he just wants the best for me, and he pushes me really hard, and he's the reason why I'm where I'm at today.
I had a daughter that went away and was a freshman. That was her hardest year.
Yeah.
Freshman year was the hardest because all the distractions and everything is new and nobody to do your laundry. And it sounds, trite, but it's not because you're off on the other end of the world all by yourself with a lot of responsibility too.
Yeah, actually the USA coaches told us that this trip for us will be a big step for us because we don't have our parents with us, and we'll have to do our own laundry and figure out what we want to eat. And they just said that this helps you grow up, and this is preparing us for college.
Oh, you brought up food. Now, the training table for athletes is nothing to laugh at. They're pretty serious about their meals because you're always hungry, I guess.
You are hungry a lot, and putting the right stuff in your body to feel yourself to be successful is hard at this age, especially when I could go get a burger at McDonald's whenever I want. But I really appreciate it on the court when I'm not dragging because I'm feeling my body correctly. And it's a tough choice, but at some point you have to make them. So. Well,
for young basketball girls out there listening to you and thinking that they want to emulate what you're doing, what do you eat? What's at the training table?
I eat a lot of protein, whether it's in meat or just protein shakes or bars, and fruit. I do like to eat a lot of fruit. Sometimes I eat eggs a lot or a bagel for breakfast. I do just eat eggs and a piece of toast. Or for lunch, I usually just have a sandwich or sausage or something. I usually just try to fuel myself with protein throughout the day a lot.
Because you know you're going to burn that.
Yes, I will. I burn a lot of energy during the day, so I just try to fuel myself correctly for when I have to train after school. Now,
for folks who haven't seen Cashmere Bulldogs play, they may not know. They figure you were a 7-footer, but how tall are you?
I'm 5'9" on my best days. So.
Are you still growing?
Yes, I believe so.
Well, when's the last time you checked to see if you had another quarter inch?
I grew right before I left to Colorado about a month ago.
So for a point guard at the college level, are you small? Are you large? Are you just right?
I would say I'm average. I'm not too tall to be point guard. There are a lot of 6-foot point guards at the college level, but I'm average enough, and I do have a decent vertical, so I do think that helps me out a little bit. But I'm average to small. I'm kind of in the middle there.
What about jumping? You talked about your vertical. What is your leap?
I think the last time I measured it, I had a 24-inch vertical off of 2 feet, I believe. So.
And has that increased over the years? Have you been able to learn how to jump, to teach your body, train your body to jump, be a better jumper?
Yeah, that is one of my main focuses when I do my strength training is my vertical. We have a thing called the Vertimax that I train with a lot, and you hook up restraints to your body.
And I've seen those.
Yeah. So I work with that a lot just to keep increasing my vertical.
I tried to impress George Karl once. I said, I saw this machine. You guys should put it in with the Sonics. This is when he was the coach. And he said, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, it is a tough one.
But I think it's a good machine. You really can train yourself to be a better jumper.
Yeah, it does. It does help you a lot with your vertical. I've noticed improvement. I've just been using it for like 3 or 4 months, and it has improved my vertical a lot. So
usually basketball makes a big difference. If you make any mistake, you lose the ball. If you make a mistake, the scoring goes against you. But there's 2 things the game gives you. It gives you free throws, and if you're really good at it, it also gives you rebounds. You get the ball.
Yeah.
How are you with those 2 things?
My free throw, I'm inconsistent a little bit with my free throws right now. I'll shoot from anywhere from like 70 to 80% in a tournament. But I'm really working on that. But one of the things that separates me as well is that I can rebound as a guard, even though I'm short. My jumping ability does allow me to get up there with the posts, and boxing now also helps me, but I do like to jump, and my high school coach will vouch for that I don't box out very well, but I can rebound with the posts, so.
That's one of the things I was watching with the NBA, with the guys who couldn't rebound. The funny thing is the guys who are consistently better rebounders are not the tallest guys on the team. Mm-hmm. What is it about just wanting the ball that makes all the difference?
Yeah, I mean, it's usually the toughest players on the court that get the most rebounds because it's not just about how tall you are or how hard you can jump. You have to go compete for the ball and jump every rebound you can get, and it's a battle out there when you're going up for rebounds and diving on loose balls, but it's the toughest players who get the most rebounds.
That's the voice of Hailey Van Lith. She's a basketball star on her way to a future that no one can predict at this point, but it looks like it's going to include the college of her choice. And for a little while longer, the people of Cashmere and the Bulldog fans can enjoy her playing in that venue. We'll be back to talk with Hailey right after these words.
Real homes, making real estate real, the best value in town. Real homes, making real estate real. You can customize your home to be built on your site. Quality service and the price is right. Call 886-8888. For the best value in town. Real homes, making real estate real.
News Radio 560 KPQ. Our special guest is Hailey Van Lith. She's a basketball player of some renown from the Cashmere Bulldogs. We've done her games play-by-play on our sports station, 1430 The Hawk. And I've had a chance to see you play a couple games, probably heartbreakers because you guys were losing to Mount Baker and all that. But the fact is, your team takes it to the finals at a regular pace, and that's not easy to do because people graduate. You think the team's the same, but it really changes from year to year dramatically, doesn't it?
Yeah. Each year you would like to have some players back just because they make such a big impact, but at the end of the day, they are going on to college and starting their college career. So each year we just try to make the best of what combination of players we have that year. Because we can't change it. So right now we're just trying to figure out who we are for the upcoming season. And I like the way we look right now, and we're starting to find our game in the summer practices. So.
Isn't it interesting that here in Washington there's such a competitive women's basketball picture on right now? Has it always been that way? Is it always going to be that way?
I really hope so because women's basketball didn't always get the attention it deserved, and right now it's growing, and I'm very grateful for that, and everyone's getting more attention, and there's getting more light shed on how hard we work in this state, and we have a lot of very talented girls basketball players throughout Washington State, and I just hope that people realize their talent and they come out to watch us. So.
I know you have a busy schedule, but do you get a chance to actually watch basketball on TV sometimes? Now, of course, I'm bemoaning it because the NBA season's over. But
yes.
What did you enjoy that you saw on television?
I actually watch basketball all the time. When I come home from training, I turn on the TV, and me and my dad watch basketball together. And my mom doesn't always like it, but that's what we do. And I love March Madness. I can't get enough of that. The NBA Finals were great this year. I'm a LeBron fan, and I was very disappointed, but I just loved getting to watch some of the greatest compete. And I also watch WNBA, and they're still going on right now. I have a few players that I like to keep track of up there, and I also like to see the girls who graduated college this year go and see how they can affect the WNBA, and there actually is a few players who are doing really well, so I'm glad to see that.
The great thing about basketball, men or women's, is even as a rookie, you can join a team and make a big impact. Not football, not baseball, very rarely any other sport, but basketball, if you can play and run with the big boys, you can be a big boy or a big girl.
Yeah. Yeah, at this sport, if you want it bad enough, you can go get it because you get a lot of opportunities, and you just have to work for them, and that's what I'm hoping to do is my freshman year when I go to college is to be able to make an impact wherever that is and whatever the team needs me to do. But right now, yeah, I'm just working to be able to make an impact my first year.
Usually athletes with your skill have more than one sport that they're good at. What's your other sport? Or do they let you play any other sport?
They actually do highly encourage playing more than one sport. And I do play softball. This year I didn't play high school softball just with all my Team USA stuff. I would have been gone so much of the season. But I do play softball, and I played competitively all throughout middle school. And I was looking to go to college for softball and basketball at one point, but softball just didn't end up working out for me. So I do love softball, and I watched the Women's College World Series.
That was a crazy series.
It was a crazy series. UW was in it, actually. And Heather Tarr and JT were my club coaches for my softball team, so I knew them really well, and I was cheering them on, and that was great for their program.
What was your position for softball?
I played center field, first base, kind of. I'm a left-hander, so not a lot of infield opportunities for me, but I did play center field mostly.
Left-handed give you an advantage shooting on the court with the opposite hand?
I mean, at this point, I think a lot of people know I'm left-handed that I play against, so it's not necessarily an advantage for me anymore, but in club, when people don't know me as well or haven't scouted me, then, yeah, I think it is an advantage.
I'm sorry to bring up the Golden State Warriors because you're a LeBron fan, but they're propagating a type of basketball where the movement of the ball is probably the most important thing. Of course, it's good to have 5 weapons on the floor, but at the same time, movement of the ball is something that not all teams do. Some people play that half court, just hold the ball and dribble and look and look.
Yeah.
Does that drive you crazy? Do you like the faster pace?
I do like the faster pace and a lot of moving parts. I think it's more entertaining to watch, and I think that's what attracts the crowds. And everyone loves to see the beautiful pass or the assist as well as like scoring. So I don't think that taking away the passing part of the game is helping at all. And I do enjoy get to watch Golden State with just their team and their ball movement. It's great.
What about the threes? You're a point guard. People might imagine that you shoot the three, but you like to play inside, don't you?
I do. At this level in high school, I do like to post up. I'm pretty physical, so I do like to get down there and post up as well as play on the perimeter, just wherever spot is most available for me or what my team needs me to be or play. But at the next level, I think it'll be a little bit harder for me to get down in the post and post up. But I always think there's mismatches that could happen, and I could get down there. So
you're going into your junior year.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
Now that's okay. That's a good age. At least you're aware. But at the age of 16, you can't really look forward accurately and figure out what your career is going to be like. But what's it planned in pencil? How does it look right now to you?
I plan to study engineering in college. I'm not sure what kind yet, but I think I want to go into engineering.
You must be smart.
I do enjoy math, yes, math and science. I do like those subjects. So I think I want to do engineering, but I also plan on entering the WNBA draft after I'm finished with college and get my degree. So I might get injured, though, so I always want to have that degree with me and to fall back on. And I don't know what is going to happen in the future, but that's my plan right now.
What about this upcoming season? What do you predict for your team, the Bulldogs of Cashmere?
I think we have a very good chance to get back into the final game. Like last season, we have a bunch of hardworking girls, and we all know what it feels like to lose a state championship, so we don't want to feel that again. And we're willing to work hard enough to get there, and I believe in them. And we trust our coach, so I think we can do it.
Well, you've been playing for some big games, and since I've been following your career, and I know it hurts to lose the big ones, but that's what you have to learn to bounce back from that type of defeat and still be a competitor the next day. So I know that's a tough thing to learn, but you're 16, you're tough.
Yeah, yeah. Those games have actually those games drive me to work hard in the off season and even in the season. They help you not forget that you're not too good to going in practice, so those games are what drive me.
You ever have basketball dreams? Nightmares?
Maybe nightmares, yes. Maybe nightmares, especially after those big losses, probably a few. But I don't think I've ever had a basketball dream. Not that I can remember.
Good. You probably have better things to dream about.
Yeah.
You do basketball all the time.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about the game? The tip-off, the end, the shower?
I would say my favorite part about the game is when you can feel the other team starting to get the momentum, and they got a few buckets, but now it's your turn to make your run, and that's when it really tests my leadership, is if I can get my team together and get us focused and push back through it. Or of course when you hit the game, it puts you up in the game by hitting the three, and you can hear the crowd and everyone on your bench. Those are always great moments too.
So when you walk around campus, are you the big woman on campus, as they say? That's Hailey Van Lith. She's going to be a pro.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love all my classmates and teammates. I don't think I'm better than anyone just because I play basketball. I'm good at a sport. That doesn't make me anything more, and I just enjoy meeting new people and having as many friends as I can, and I don't think that anyone thinks that about me. I hope not, because I hope I don't give off that vibe, but I do have a little bit of swagger, I think. People say I have a swag walk, or it looks kind of like a limp, but that's just how I walk now. And yeah, I don't think that comes across at school, just because I've been around those people for my whole high school career, and they know me pretty well. So
that's the voice of Hailey Van Lith. She's off to a couple more years at Cashmere, then college, and then the pros. That's her plan, and I think it's a good one. I think you'll be equal to the challenge. Good luck to it all. Keep your head out of the game.